Hello everyone, welcome to my channel. Please subscribe and keep watching more details. The Young and the Restless spoilers, 4 ways Phyllis changes after kidnapping character's new path. The Young and the Restless YNR spoilers reveal that Phyllis Summers, Michelle Stafford and Sharon Newman Sharon Case are dealing with a lot thanks to the chaos that their abductors unleashed. Sharon and Phyllis are trapped with no way out except to play the game their captors demanding, and even if they win, they aren't sure what'll happen next. However, it won't be long until Sharon and Phyllis' awful ordeal finally ends. Phyllis and Sharon will eventually score their freedom, so it's time to start thinking about what the future is going to look like. This experience could transform both women, but we want to concentrate on Phyllis for a moment. There are at least 4 ways Phyllis could change after the kidnapping, so let us consider the new path she might head down. Phyllis and Sharon learn to get along. For starters, Phyllis and Sharon might actually learn to get along through the horror they've dealt with together. The game seems designed to help Sharon and Phyllis make peace, so they may take steps toward that in the end. Sharon and Phyllis aren't going to be best buddies, but they may find themselves able to make small talk without launching bitter arguments. Phyllis and Sharon will hopefully learn to respect each other more than they have in the past, so something positive could come out of this mess. Phyllis' vengeful side gets worse. No matter who's behind this kidnapping, you can bet Phyllis will want revenge. Phyllis already had a vengeful side before this nightmare, but it's going to get even worse in the aftermath. Phyllis may make it her mission to ensure the person responsible pays the price, even if the game was perhaps done by someone with peacemaking goals in mind. Sharon and Phyllis have suffered regardless, so Phyllis will want to see their captor's downfall. Phyllis gets serious about her love life. Of course, Phyllis may also get serious about her love life after this reminder that life's short and you have to go after what you want. Shortly before Phyllis was snatched, she had a romantic dream about Billy Abbott Jason Thompson that left her taken aback. That may have been a hint about the man Phyllis is going to focus on once she's free again. Phyllis may latch on to Billy and deepen their connection once she's actually able to dive into the venture they've planned. Phyllis makes a bigger enemy out of Sally. Phyllis and Sally Spectra Courtney Hope were once fierce rivals, but they've dialed things down more recently. Although Phyllis still pushes Sally's buttons and thinks Billy deserves better, Sally's done her best to avoid engaging in too much conflict. That could change if Phyllis emerges from this captivity crisis and flat out starts pursuing Billy. Our YNR predictions hint that Phyllis will try to win Billy back, so that could fully reignite her rivalry with Sally and bring some exciting scenes. Phyllis Summers has always been one of the most unpredictable and dynamic characters on The Young and the Restless. Whether it's her complex relationships, intense rivalries, or dramatic personal battles, Phyllis has been at the center of numerous headline-grabbing storylines over the years. However, her recent kidnapping and the subsequent aftermath are set to change her in ways fans may not have anticipated. As she emerges from the harrowing experience, Phyllis is poised to undergo significant transformations, leading her down a new path that will likely have ripple effects throughout Genoa City. Here are 4 ways Phyllis will change after the kidnapping. 1. A darker, more calculating Phyllis. Before her kidnapping, Phyllis was known for her fiery temper, bold actions, and passionate desire to take control of her life and relationships. However, after experiencing the trauma of being held captive, she'll likely undergo a darker, more calculating transformation. Phyllis will not return as the same person she was before the kidnapping. Instead, she will become more emotionally guarded and strategic. Her once impulsive nature might give way to careful planning and thoughtful manipulation, as she begins to understand that power and control are not just about reacting to the chaos but about orchestrating it. The aftermath of the kidnapping will undoubtedly fuel a thirst for vengeance and justice. Phyllis, who has already shown herself to be a master at playing the game of life in Genoa City, will now become more adept at using people to get what she wants. Her new approach to relationships and business will be one of calculated risk rather than blind passion. This darker side will be something to watch, as it will influence her interactions with people, especially her rivals, like Nikki Newman and Sharon Newman. To a more vulnerable Phyllis seeking redemption and compassion. While Phyllis's dark side will undoubtedly emerge, there will also be a softer, more vulnerable side to her as a result of her kidnapping ordeal. Trauma often changes people, and in Phyllis's case, her abduction will lead her to question everything she once believed about herself. The once fiercely independent woman who thrived on control and dominance will now face a humbling reality, her own vulnerability. In the wake of her kidnapping, Phyllis may begin to seek redemption for some of the mistakes she's made over the years. The experience will push her to recognize the value of compassion, both for herself and others. As Phyllis works through the psychological scars left by the trauma, she will also be searching for healing. This may bring her closer to people she once pushed away, such as her daughter, Summer, or even her estranged family members. Her new vulnerability could be a defining trait in her future interactions with loved ones. It's possible Phyllis will try to reconcile with past enemies and make amends with those she's hurt. The kidnapping could serve as a wake-up call for Phyllis to put aside her hardened exterior and focus on more meaningful relationships. Her pursuit of redemption will likely add a layer of complexity to her character, as she tries to balance her old, fiery self with the new, more empathetic Phyllis. 3. Reigniting a powerful love story. Phyllis's relationship with Jack. Phyllis and Jack Abbott have had one of the most enduring and tumultuous love stories in The Young and the Restless. Though they've been through countless breakups, makeups, and misunderstandings, there has always been an undeniable connection between them. The kidnapping might just be the event that brings them back together in a way fans have been hoping for. After all, there's nothing like shared trauma to bring people closer. Phyllis's experience in captivity could trigger something deep within her, making her realize just how much Jack means to her. Their shared history and emotional connection could lead to a rekindling of their romance, especially as Phyllis looks for someone to rely on in her time of vulnerability. The fact that Jack has always been her rock in times of crisis will likely make him the first person she turns to when she needs comfort and support. His steady, patient nature will be a balm for Phyllis's emotional wounds. However, this relationship might not come without complications. While the trauma may bring them closer, Phyllis's evolving nature could also create new conflicts. Jack may not be able to deal with the darker, more calculating Phyllis that emerges after the kidnapping. Their relationship may face fresh hurdles, as Phyllis grapples with her identity and how much of her former self she is willing to bring into their relationship. Ultimately, their story could evolve into one of healing and reconciliation, or it could once again face the forces of conflict and separation. For a new determination to protect her family. Phyllis as a fierce protector. One of the most powerful changes in Phyllis after her kidnapping will be her determination to protect her family at all costs. Before the incident, Phyllis was often focused on her own desires and her own ambitions. Now, she'll see the fragility of life and the importance of safeguarding those she loves. Phyllis's family, particularly her daughter Summer, will become her most precious priority, and she will go to extreme lengths to ensure their safety and happiness. The kidnapping will make Phyllis hyper-aware of how vulnerable people she loves can be, and she will likely become a much more fierce and relentless protector of her family. Whether it's going after those who hurt her or creating a shield around Summer and others, Phyllis will approach any threat to her loved ones with a new level of determination. Her protective instincts will kick into overdrive, and she will stop at nothing to keep her family safe from harm. This transformation into a fierce protector will likely make Phyllis more compassionate, as she recognizes the value of family and the importance of loyalty. It's a side of her that has been underdeveloped in the past, as Phyllis has often put herself first. However, the kidnapping will give her a new sense of purpose, and she will start to prioritize the needs of those she cares about over her own ambitions and desires. In conclusion, the aftermath of Phyllis's kidnapping will change her in profound ways. While she may take on a darker, more calculating persona, there will also be a softer, more vulnerable side that seeks redemption and healing. Her love story with Jack could be reignited, but it will face new challenges due to her transformation. Most importantly, Phyllis will develop a fierce protective instinct toward her family, ensuring they are shielded from any future harm. As she walks this new path, fans can expect Phyllis to become more complex and multidimensional than ever before, leaving them eager to see how her journey unfolds in the coming months.